Howdy lovelies, how are you all doing? Welcome back to our crafting, where we learn, grow and craft together. In today's session, we are going to make an index card, and we're going to have a bit of a play. So it's a bit of mixed media, and I sometimes forget, I must be honest, I sometimes forget to record what I'm doing, and then certain things are already done by the time I remember I'm supposed to be recording. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the size of index card I'm going to use. You can see it's not very wide and neither is it very long, but it's about 14 centimeters, just shy of 14 centimeters long. What I already did was I cut out this little birdie that I want to use, and it is from a bird's book, Southern African Birds, and the book's name is this one, Birds of the National Parks of South Africa. Now, I had a wonderful friend, very dear to my heart, that brought me this package from South Africa, and a shout out to her, Craftiness, thank you so much. And then Shop Secretaire in South Africa, that is a wonderful shop that obviously sells these beautiful little journal things that you can get, some antique, some not so antique, stickers, all kinds. If you're looking for something, give her a shout. You can find her on Facebook. She normally makes the effort to find things if you can't find it yourself. So I'm going to use this. I like the card. This is not so old, but the back is really already discolored, and I want to then enhance this as well. Now we're going to get started. Trusty old vintage photo and a few here and there. Going to start with stencils and a little bit here and there, maybe some texture paste. I don't know yet. We will see in a little while. Maybe it will be something totally different by the end. I have no idea. So I've got a little bit of that, and then I want to just add, I think, let's do 21. And I'll come back to this. I want this quite dark. I should have taken Distress Oxide, which would be a whole lot more opaque, but this can work. And I want that there. So I hope you can still see what I'm doing this side. There we have that. Now that's enough for now for the background with stencils, or with that one specifically. I will add a little bit here. I love circles in any and every which way it can possibly be added. Just that. And then we are going to add a bit of texture paste just because we can. I'm going to add the Distress Texture Paste. This is opaque. It's this frost-like texture. There you can see the dirt in your eye there. Never contaminate your tub. So I'm going to just add a little bit here and there. Just want to, it will have to dry. You can do a pattern if you so wish. For today, I don't want a specific pattern, and you'll see in a little bit. I want another bit, but just here on top maybe, and there we have that. Right, if you don't close this immediately, if it was a stencil, you would have had a problem getting this off. Now I don't have a stencil. I'm just going to wipe my spatula, or the little, I don't even get to the word of it for now, sorry people. So this needs to dry a tiny little bit. In the meantime, see, those colors are really fitting nicely. I am going to take some offcuts of paper, and I want to stamp some eggs maybe from this stamp set. It is Nature Walk CMS 181, so I will be using those eggs. And maybe this stamp set, I was thinking there is beauty in simplicity. Own your story, focus on the good. This is also a stamp and stencil set from Tom Holt, the mixed media sets. Because I split my stencils and my stamps, I cannot tell you straight away which set this belongs to, but I will link it below for you so that you can know if you are interested. I also like this set, Stuff to Say. There's quite a bit. There is quite a long passage there. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you. What if your fears and dreams exist in the same place? Would you still go there? The world of reality has its limits, but the world of imagination is boundless. When I want to see love defined, I look at you. Love, wish, dream, and then the numbers. And this one I've used earlier in another video. You will see it is the one Oh no, it wasn't a video, I am lying. It was just a play for myself. I made a little tag pocket and tag that I used also with pink roses and birdies. It was made with a serviette, so it's not a video, I'm sorry. But there we go. Let's see, I need some scrap paper for this. So a tiny piece of old book page and some brown craft. See, these pieces I never throw away because you can use that. Now I just need to stretch. I would want Walnut Stain, and I need a stamping block. Just doesn't matter, I'm not really worried about it because it's going to be cut out. Stamp it up so that it's well covered, and I want to just use this area because I can still use that part. I'm quite frugal with my pieces. I don't always throw bits and pieces away. There must be only shards left of it before I do throw it away. And now this one, same thing. Now I want to show you something with this. I'm going to do this one with the darker colors, and then I'm going to go in with this one, but not with this dark color. I would want to go in with, let's see, oops, I almost put it right onto my, where is my, sorry, I'm just looking for antique linen. There we go. Was almost an issue. Almost got it all wrong, yeah. So, just to make sure this is not too dark, I will just wipe it because I had just stamped with the Walnut Stain. I just want to lift most of that ink. Just line it up again. And then I'm going to go in with antique. And then I probably had to do it the other way around because this might cover it. And there we have it. It's got that little bit of discoloration with the specks on top of it. So now I can go ahead and cut this out. Before I do that one, let me just search for it yet again. And then I'm going to take this one with the specks and see which works better for me. Let's do that on top of each other. That gives a different effect, a total different effect. And yes, that's a good lesson. Play around with your stamps and see what effects you get. Now it's got a bit of the lighter color on top, not too clear, but it's fine. And I will probably want to raise this a little bit. And let's just get that one also cut out. Remember, when fuzzy cutting, you move the little paper. It just makes cutting out so much easier. Less work on the wrist. Right, while the texture paste is drying, I'm going to, let's do like so. And I'm going to just round the ends a bit so that it can fit in here. There we have that one. That one is sticking to my finger. And another piece, the same thing. And then we're going to just add a tiny bit to the front so that it can actually elevate that front part. Now these tiny pieces are jumping all over. That got stuck on the birdie. I just want to chuck that away. Right, now going to use a very small amount and see if we can get that in there. And then from this side the same, just so that it fits in there. And if it sticks over, we can still trim it. We can still trim it. I don't see anything, though I just want to make sure it doesn't. So there we have those two pieces. And let's see how the ink is going, the texture paste. I don't want to squash too much on it because I now disturbed that. I would love to pinch it a little bit for more texture. So we need to give it a moment or so more so that it can dry. Depending on where you find yourself, here where I am, it is quite hot and dry. So it is a desert environment. So it will dry much faster here than it would with you. You can wait a little bit. We're going to add some ink to this and let it run wherever it wants to. And before we do that, let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to take this as it's water reactive and just splash a little bit. I want big dollops of water, not small. So I'm not going to take the sprayer and spray on here. I just want, and some of that can stay as it is. Maybe there on the 21 as well. And then you will see the magic happening. You can see how it is reacting to the water. Now I have a little paper down here that I normally use to just soak up that water. Don't wipe it. You don't want to wipe it. You want that effect. And I must just be careful. I don't want to damage my texture paste. So we'll just give this a moment or so, and I will maybe get some numbers going. I want the ground espresso, and let's do 1, 2, 3, just because we can do that underneath. That needs to dry as well. It will within minutes. We're also going to add some Distress Crayons, which will also react beautifully to water. Now we all know it cannot be a mixed media project if I am not using gesso. So I'm going to just open this up, and because it moved, of course, it ran into the lid. I'm going to just put a bit here and there. Don't want to cover completely, but I have something that looks like a Halloween picture, some sort of scary face to me, so I'll just change that a bit here so that those lines are a bit more covered. And then of course this also needs to dry, but here honestly don't want to cover everything, but just make it a little bit more uniform. Still want to see that, so there we go. I'll just get that back into the container and make sure that it can close properly. Right, I need to just wipe the fingers before everything is white. I don't mind, but I've got a project here that I do not want to mess up right now. Need to get this sealed. There we go. Gesso, whether it's black, white or clear, is a very good medium to have when you are doing mixed media, as it just helps to bind everything together. It gives some footing for these things to, whatever you add, mediums, color, to stay with. Now my baby wipe is a little bit dry already, and I just want to wipe this before it's completely dry. Otherwise it will take a while to get this done. It is still damp here and there. You can see the shine of the dampness still, but it should dry real quick. In the meantime, I'm going to grab some Distress Crayons. You can use gelatos if you got that. Anything, really anything. Whatever you have that you can use. I just want to grab a few colors. I guess this is vintage, no gather twigs. And I'm going to just add a bit here and there. And we will dip our finger in water now. I just want to... there's vintage photo. You can forgive me that I mistaken gather twigs for vintage photo. Just want to add a bit. We're going to add more. Don't want to just have browns. I want to just get a bit of the green. Yeah, but I don't want to have too bright a green. Let's do our spruce, which is a bit of green, but also some grey. And I'm rummaging here in your ears. Let's get a bit of maybe Walnut Stain, which is a lighter green. And I just want to have a bit of that in there. Yeah, you might ask, what am I doing right now? I'm scribbling all over. Just adding a bit of color. Hickory Smoke, a bit of grey to just pick up on the grey of that leaves the drawings in the background. Not much. I don't want it to be overwhelmingly grey. And then let's do a bit of Shabby Shutters. That will really pick up more green, which is neither in the bird and not in this exact color, but it does pick up a bit of the background. Funny enough. And I want to just add a bit here on the texture paste as well. And maybe there. And now let's get the water going. Normally this fits in real nice. There we go. I've got the... And now I'm going to just play with my finger there. You can use a brush. Let me just get a brush. One of those moments that I went ahead, added some Distress Oxide inks and a bit of water, made it run wherever it wanted to go. And I'm not sure how long I have been foaming before I now realized I haven't checked if I'm in the frame, and so I did not press the button again. Now you can just add a bit, and right now it looks like you messed it up. You might probably think so, and I won't blame you if you do. So to help this drying process a bit, I'm coming in with my kitchen towel and just absorb those extra liquids. Now, we're not done with stamping. I would love to still stamp, though I really don't know what I want up there. But let's do experience. I kind of like that. Do I have a... yeah, it will fit. So I'm going to stamp this with a dark ink. That's the Hinge. This one's on Espresso. Making sure it's inked well. Never smear your ink. It actually, especially when you use Distress inks, you have to dab it on, tap, 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 and in a few directions, change it so that you can layer that well, and all the areas are stamped up well. Now, let's see. I want it in there, and that's why I do it with a darker color, so that you don't have to massage it in there, but it will help to get a good impression. This was quite a shiny surface, hence the gesso and all the layering. And there you can see that it's still there. It shows up with the brown, which is perfect. I want to just see where this birdie is going to be, somewhere there. I don't want to cover up everything. It can go a little bit over that. I like that so that that is still visible. Now we're going to, this looks like a little nest. I am going to add those little eggs on here. All these tools. Let's take this down. We've got the double-sided foam tape. And we've got that. So I'm going to add that there. And the lighter one up a little bit higher, so that it will be on that darker area. There. But without covering it all. So there we have that. And that one. If you find your foam tape is lifting up, just add a little bit of glue. It should then be fine. I'm going to add this bird now. But before you see there's still some wet ink, I'm going to just ink the edges. Turn this out and do the other side. And there we have that. Now, I'm going to add, I just need to see the upper half, like so. Till the tail, so at the bottom. There's quite a bit that will be glued down. If you don't want to cut up the box, you can always make photocopies of it. Scan your pictures. I've got a few little bits and bobs now of vintage things that I would definitely scan and keep on using in future. I do not want to finish it off and not have it again. There we go. That looks awesome. And now you know why I've added some grey, though you can't really see it. And there we have it, our mixed media tag. You can use it as a pocket, as a journal card. You can use it under a belly band. It's still a bit wet. There's still some sheen on it. And I have to just make sure that is gluing down well. Of course, it's still wet. It is a bit of an issue. And there we have it. Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, it is never planned with mixed media. You might have something in mind, but then it turns out completely different. And it's all still good because it's really, truly an amazing project. So I'm bringing it closer so you can see all the detail. But I hope you will be inspired to try something similar. Maybe not the same vibe, maybe it's not your colors, and it's fine. Art is not something that should be copied exactly. You should take the concept, the principle of it, and go with it. Do your own thing. That is the beauty of art or being creative. It's each one to each his own, right? Thank you for joining me. Please go try this for yourself, and if you do, tag Wobble Crafting on social media. I would love to see what you have made. It is always inspiring to see other people's work as well, not just my own. If you want to see more content like this, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that little notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload new content. As always, I'll be appreciating it if you subscribe to my channel too. And to those subscribers that have subscribed already, thank you a million times from my heart. See you back soon. Goodbye.